Hey guys, Kakarot197 again, once again with some more new loot. Starting off with Bandai's latest release, the 144th scale Zeta Gundam. The Gunpla Evolution G project, was it G Evolution project? Either way, it's the one thing everyone was wondering whether or not I'd buy it. And for the brand new Zeta Gundam, I of course had to go out and get it. Zeta Gundam is an amazing design, and hey, this time we get a lot of English on the box. Now, one thing I'm thinking about doing is not panel line it like I usually do and keep it for painting in Titan's colors later on, because of course the Zeta Gundam in Titan's colors is kind of a thing. And well, what do you know? Orange. Huh. That's unexpected. Well, I'm not used to orange. I could have sworn the Zeta Gundam was supposed to just have the same yellow, well, or orange yellow down there, rather than straight orange. Well, I think that's possibly going to reinforce my decision to paint this thing. There's your answer. I'm not going to panel line this thing, and I'm going to paint it eventually. Now, one thing I'm going to say is that this might be one of the few kits I'm not going to complain too much about that it's a parts former, because yes, I've seen the pictures, this thing is going to be a parts former and not a transformer. And it might just have a very good reason for it, because from what I've seen, there's a joint smack down in the middle of where the transformation mechanics would be if this thing would transform. So they have a very good reason not to have a full transformation this time around. And we once again have full English text. At least as far as I can see, yeah. Yep, all English there. So it's not like the real Great Amatsumine where they're like halfway there, but then eventually, then suddenly decided, you know what, we're not going to translate everything. Then the second new thing I got, the Blockhead X Nebula compatible unit. Man, I'm always so excited when Max Factory puts out a new Dagram model kit. I'm really happy to see that they're going all out and that they're really trying to make all of the combat armors in model kit form. Also, a funny thing is, this is number 9. Number 8 is going to be released this month because apparently there was some delay on the Maverick. Let's open this baby up. Also, this is the X Nebula version, but I like to call it the real type, because, you know, the original Blockhead is very reddish, whereas this thing is much more of a realistic brown and tan color. Really nice to look at. Also, I am now really wondering what Max Factory is going to do next, because they've already announced the Bigfoot, which of course I have already pre-ordered, and that is pretty much the last really big profile combat armor. Like, the only ones left are the Nikoliev and the Mackerel. If they decide to make them, I'll pick them up, but they're not necessarily combat armors I can't live without. So the only, well, what they're probably going to do next is release the gunners, like the Crab Gunner, the Takia Gunner, the Desert Gunner, but the big question I have is, what scale are they going to be in? Because in the past, those gunners have always been, and here we have Captain Hank and the other guy, really nicely molded. The one thing I always love about these Max Factory kits is, even though they are way more expensive than Bandai kits, they at the very least have really good quality. So as I was saying, the gunners in the past have always been a smaller scale than the regular combat armors. So is Max Factory going to make them horribly expensive, or are they going to go with a different scale as has been done in the past? That's definitely going to be something interesting to look at. There's also going to be kind of a sad moment once they finally release the last model kit of the Dagram series, unless they go with the variations, of which there are still quite a few. So here's me hoping that they're definitely going to be releasing more dagger model kits. And here we have the sticker sheet. Well, stickers, I say. Water slide decals. Putting this aside, so that's all for the new stuff I got. Now, if you've liked my Facebook, you'll be aware that I said that I'm going to try to cut down a bit on my Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny backlog. I felt like building a few of these. And, you know, part of that was assembling all of the Zaku Warriors and Zaku Phantoms because, you know, even though the series might not be that great, I really do have the thing for their model kits, especially the 100 scale high grades. There's just something about them that's a really good price, you know, a good price value. Also, the pilot is Heine, just in case you weren't 100% sure that he was German. This is his insignia. Great. Does look pretty neat though. Also, a very orange model kit. So yeah, it's really, I was kind of sad that they stopped releasing these 100 scale no grades. So I was really happy to see the RE 100 scale pickup, which is pretty much a continuation of the 100 scale no grade or 100 scale high grade, as some like to call it. I'm just so sad that we never got to see more grunts in this scale. Like, I would kill for a dagger in this scale, or a Jin, or a Saigu, because no matter what, those are really awesome designs that deserve much better model kits. I mean, especially the dagger. At this point, I'll take a dagger in any scale, whatever. I don't care anymore. As long as it isn't a 144 scale no grade. Other than that, I'll take anything. Moving this to the side, next up, this thing from Iron-Blooded Orphans. I totally forgot to pick this up when it was first released, and I was actually planning to get it, but I'm not sure what happened. Maybe I put it in my shopping cart and forgot about it, and then maybe I thought I ordered it, because I really could have sworn I, at one point, made an effort to order this. Maybe it just wasn't order stuff or something, but just all the stuff you get with this thing is really cool. This shield, depending on how it looks, I might just pick up a second one to make my gay rail symmetrical. And as expected, everything is one single color. All great, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially for the shield, because, well, this color is nowhere on the gay rail. The gray is on the gay rail, so in that sense, it might actually be better. You know what? Might also give, you know, maybe I'll buy a second Garel and give him this giant pickaxe it is, I believe. Yep, there's definitely going to be a pickaxe there. So yeah, once again, a very cool weapon set from Iron-Blooded Orphans. No matter what the next Gundam series is, I kind of hope that this stays a thing. Or maybe that we get these sets just for regular Gundam, like give us a Zaku weapon set or a Jim weapon set. I'm not talking about the system weapons because those are really expensive. It seems like they're mostly meant for real grades with the markings on them already. Just something cheap like this. They did it in the past. Bandai can do it again, definitely. Talking about the past, let's go way back into the past. Now, I did an unboxing of the Hazel a little while back. Now, I didn't just buy the Hazel from Mandarake. I also saw this thing there. So, this was pretty much, yeah, this was the final gym in 144 scale I had to get. So, you know, I decided to just go ahead and pick it up. It's been in back order for ages on HLJ, so when I saw this for, it was like very close to retail price or even cheaper than retail, 400 yen, which is 100 yen cheaper than retail price. I just had to jump on it. And for anyone's wondering, I do not have that one special release of the old kit, the full, I think it's the full color series. That one I do not have because they are ridiculously hard to get. And Also ridiculously expensive for not really all that much, really, because it is just the exact same as the old kit. But I've seen that, well, I've seen descriptions that it's apparently system injection molding, which would be interesting to see, but still within bounds of reason. I gotta love these old manuals. Would have been interesting to have this release as well, like the gym in the 0080 style, just the regular vanilla gym. It does look better than the regular gym, I would say, in this style. Wrap this up. Then I got another thing from Mandarake, talking about the regular gym. I got this thing. Now this was slightly more expensive than the regular release because, as you might see, this is a special release that comes with a Gunpla DVD. What this is just the regular old gym. I was thinking maybe the colors are slightly different. Maybe this is like a white gym instead of the blue-greenish we usually get, because, well, we have these white borders. Maybe he looks slightly whiter on here, but nope. This is 100% identical to the regular gym, which for me definitely is not a bad thing. Just the regular old gym with the Gunpla DVD. Of course, I already put it in my computer to see what was on here, and unfortunately, I guess, it wasn't really anything special. I paid only a little bit extra for it, and for that price, it was definitely good. So what was on here was the old commercials. You can find those on YouTube with ease. Other things were Stargazer Gunpla commercials, or just Stargazer commercials in general. You can also find those on YouTube, if I recall correctly. And then this weird catalog-esque thing for a handful of high grades from the original Gundam. So from what I could tell, not all of them were on here, just some of them. So it was like, yeah, it's a neat thing. I kind of see what they're doing. But you know, it's a DVD. You might have been able to put just slightly more on there. Nonetheless, a cool little thing to get. Then I also decided to go for a third-party kit, the Geminus Unit 2 from the G Unit series, and this is from Dragon Momoko. Now, I haven't built anything from Dragon Momoko yet, so I really wonder what their quality is going to be like. Now, the funny thing is I'm pretty sure this is not the rifle he's supposed to come with. You know, I could have sworn I've seen it with another unit, like, I don't know, something from 0083, like GPO1 maybe? Something like that? One of those Gundams? Anyways, moving on with what's in here. And the one thing I'm, of course, the most curious for is what the quality is going to be like. And so far, looking at it, there are some scuff marks there, but the detailing actually seems to be pretty damn good. So that's at least one thing in its favor. We got a lot of stickers. There is some weird reflection going on with stickers. That might just be the plastic packaging. Yeah, there's some weird lines going on with the back rather than the stickers, I hope. So yeah, overall, I was just going to say it looks pretty good, but then we get the usual 90s 1/44 scale thing of having the ankle guards molded together with the legs. Well, I guess attention to detail in some way, you could say. But yeah, so this thing does technically have a high grade to Geminus Unit 1. No, not a high grade at 1/44 scale, but those weren't the best. So when I saw that these were available, I did decide to go for Unit 2. And if this thing is anywhere near half decent, I'm also going to pick up Unit 1. And so far, looking at just the runners, I think there's a very high possibility I'm going to be picking up Unit 1. Just some really weird green marks. And I'm just going to assume that that was because the mailman kind of manhandled it and somehow... I'm not going to think about that too much. I'm just going to put that back. So yeah, I'll probably also be getting Unit 1 since I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. And now the plan is that I have all of the G-Unit model kits. I also have the G-Unit manga. So similar to Hazel Madness, I'll be doing something like that for G-Unit. Now, I announced it on my Facebook a while back. So just a little bit more detail because I'm sure some people are wondering about it. G-Unit goodness is happening, but this took me about a month and I would say 1 or 2 weeks to get. So I'll now be ordering Geminus Unit 1, and once I get that thing and have both of them built, I'll get going on. I'll start doing the review series for them. So yeah, it's still going to be a bit for that. And I almost forgot about my final 2 items. The first one of the 2, the 1/44 scale fully posable hands. Now for anyone who's wondering how these are and can't wait for my review, let's just say that real grades didn't switch back to closed hands, well, non-articulated hands, for no reason. Let's put this to the side, and then the final thing I got is Gundam Build Fighters Maniacs, which is pretty much a fan book for the original Gundam Build Fighters, which is by far the superior series, and also a bit of Gundam Build Fighters Tri. Even though the main character is a big fan of the gyms, yeah, I'm still gonna go with the original Gundam Build Fighters any day of the week. Also, in related news, it appears that Incho is getting her own Gunpla. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to react to that, other than to hope to God that her face is going to be better than Super Fumina. I've said before that the face isn't as horrible as some make it out to be, but that still doesn't mean that it's particularly pleasant to look at, especially not if it's a pure straight build. So that's all for this new loot video. As for which model kit I'll be building first, well, I think the answer is pretty straightforward. Now for the next model kit, the answer might surprise you, even though I do feel like building and of course reviewing the old Gym Command, which I've waited so long for. I did run a poll on my Facebook because, as I said, with the Blazewalker Phantom, I'm trying to cut down on my Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny backlog and just really felt like building one of those. And the poll decided that the Murasame was going to be built next. And you know what? Since I'm already in the sphere of the Zeta Gundam, the Murasame would be the perfect model kit to build after the Zeta Gundam. Because, you know, the Murasame is kind of a mass production type Zeta Gundam. Very Zeta Plus-ish. Anyways, after the Murasame, you know, the Gym Command might just be built. Anyways, that's all for this new loot video, and see you all next time.